Today, we're going to journey back in time, way back, almost 4,700 years, across the sands of Saqqara, Egypt. We're here to witness the birth of an idea that would literally change the world, the very first pyramid, a complete revolution built out of stone. So take a good look. What you're looking at isn't just another pyramid. This is the oldest large-scale stone monument on the entire planet. Before this thing existed, nothing of this size, built to last forever, had ever even been tried. This was the original blueprint, the grand prototype for every single pyramid that came after it.
So let's start with that revolution, because this wasn't just a new building. It was a completely new way of thinking about architecture, about permanence, and about the afterlife. And it was all the brainchild of one legendary architect. The Step Pyramid of King Djoser was a seriously radical experiment. Before it was built, royal tombs were simple, flat-top structures called mastabas. But Djoser's architect, a visionary named Imhotep, he imagined something so much grander, stacking 6 of these mastabas one on top of the other. And this wasn't just about looks. It was a huge statement about royal power and a new belief that you could engineer an eternal afterlife with your own hands.
I mean, you have to understand what a huge leap in technology this was. Before Djoser, even royal palaces were built from things that, well, they just didn't last. Mud brick, wood, reeds. Imhotep's true genius wasn't just using stone. It was how he cleverly copied the look of those flimsy structures, the reed mat walls, the wooden ceilings, and rebuilt them in everlasting limestone. He was literally building a palace for eternity. Okay, so how on earth did this revolutionary idea actually take shape? Let's deconstruct this masterpiece and see how it grew from a simple tomb into a symbolic stairway to the heavens. You know, it didn't just pop up overnight. It was a process, an evolution. It started off as a simple squared mastaba, but Imhotep kept expanding it, first outwards and then upwards. He stacked 3 more tiers on top, creating a kind of early draft of the pyramid. But he wasn't done. He enlarged it again, added 2 final steps, and then covered the whole thing in gleaming white limestone, creating this 6-tiered marvel designed to help King Djoser's soul climb up to the sun god, Ra. And this is what we see today. It bears the scars of nearly 5,000 years. That smooth white casing is long gone, stripped away, showing the rougher core blocks underneath. It stands weathered but totally defiant, against the desert, a powerful testament to its incredible endurance. It's really hard to wrap your head around it, but the rough, sand-colored monument we see today, it's just a ghost of what it used to be. Just try to picture this for a second. A structure 200 feet tall, totally encased in polished white limestone. It would have been this brilliant, shining beacon in the middle of the desert, a dazzling white jewel reflecting the sun's rays for miles around. A true stairway to the heavens that you could actually see. But here's the thing. The pyramid itself, as stunning as it was really just the centerpiece. It was actually part of a massive complex, a kind of city, built for the king's eternal life. Djoser's final resting place wasn't just a single tomb. We're talking a sprawling 37-acre complex, all surrounded by this massive limestone wall. Inside, you had temples, courtyards, and even dummy buildings, solid stone replicas of his real-world palace, making sure he had his entire royal court frozen in stone to serve him for all time. And underneath all of it was a labyrinth of almost 400 tunnels and rooms. And the sheer scale of belief and effort at Saqqara, it goes way beyond just the kings. Nearby, there's the Serapeum, a totally different but equally mind-boggling sight. This is a huge underground catacomb, not for pharaohs, but for the sacred Apis bulls, which they believed were manifestations of the god Ptah. And get this, each mummified bull was put inside a single, massive granite sarcophagus weighing around 40 tons. That's about the same weight as 6 adult elephants. The engineering required just to move these things and place them underground is almost impossible to comprehend.
All right, let's head back to Djoser's complex and explore one of its biggest secrets, a structure that was hidden away from the public for nearly a century, the mysterious Southern Tomb.
This brings us to a question that has puzzled Egyptologists for decades. Deep inside this complex, Djoser had a second, underground tomb built. But why? Why would a king need 2 separate burial places? To find some answers, well, we have to go down.
This unassuming entrance leads to a staircase that just plunges deep into the limestone bedrock, taking us out of the world of the living and into an absolute masterpiece of underground architecture.
You go down a vertical shaft for 30 meters. That's about 100 feet. And that depth is no accident. It precisely mirrors the burial shaft under the main pyramid itself. It was designed to be an architectural twin, a perfect mirror image hidden beneath the sand. At the bottom, you don't find a body. You find a breathtaking series of rooms they call the Blue Palace. The walls are covered in thousands of these brilliant blue tiles, made to look just like the reed mat walls of the king's real palace. You also see these incredible reliefs of Djoser. But the granite vault, it's way too small for human burial. This has strengthened the theory that this tomb wasn't for his body, but for his Ka, his eternal spirit.
You know, the story of this pyramid isn't just ancient history. It's still going on. Let's take a look at its journey through time and the incredible effort it's taken to preserve it for the future. For over 4,600 years, it stood strong. But in 1992, a powerful earthquake hit and caused serious damage, putting the entire pyramid at risk of collapse. A massive 15-year restoration project kicked off in 2006, and it all culminated in the triumphant reopening of the southern tomb in 2021, finally letting the public see those incredible blue chambers once again.
Look at the incredible contrast here. On the one hand, you can see just how dangerous it was, the collapsed ceiling of the burial chamber after the earthquake. And on the other, you see the sophisticated, modern engineering solution they used to stabilize it. It was a monumental effort, blending ancient masonry with 21st century technology just to save a world treasure. And what's so amazing is that the story of Saqqara is still being written. This is an active archaeological site. Discoveries are constantly being made, from hundreds of ancient coffins to, just in 2023, a stunning 4,300-year-old mummy found covered in gold leaf. The sand is still giving up its secrets.
It really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? The Step Pyramid was that first great leap, a revolution in stone that defined an entire civilization. But after nearly 4,700 years of standing watch over this vast city of the dead, you just have to ask, what other revolutionary ideas and hidden masterpieces are still out there, just waiting for us, right beneath the sands?